What's going on, fam? It's your boy, the Black Mastadonte. And on this episode of Honest Gaming History, we're covering a different kind of story.
Instead of bringing up a story about samurai, gods, street fighters, assassins, ninjas, and shit, we're keeping it simple and telling you a story about the hood.
Originating from GTA San Andreas, we're getting into the tale of the vice captain of the Grove Street crew.
He's just a dude who wants the best for the little family he has left, but life keeps drawing him into the bullshit, along with his brother, let's be real. This time on Honest Gaming History, we're covering CJ from San Andreas.
And if you caught that Dave Chappelle reference, bonus points for you. Play that intro, son.
So we didn't get to talk about it before, but don't you? Who we gotta thank for this UU drip?
Well, this skin pack is thanks to Vudenlan. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Appreciate you for the work, fam. These avatars are superb. Speaking of, we're thinking of doing more skin packs continuously as the year goes on. So drop some ideas and maybe yours will lead to the next one. Now, on to the video.
So for Carl's history, we gotta start with his voice actor, Young Melee, or Christopher Ballard.
Before GTA San Andreas, the young artist was working on his rap career. But one day he got a call from his friend and fellow rapper, Mark Jordan, aka DJ Pooh, who, fun fact, has worked with Tupac, Ice Cube, LL Cool J, and many other legends. He and Ice Cube actually wrote Friday together. Friday!
Damn!
Anyways, DJ Pooh hit up his boy Melee and they had a regular convo about music. But little did Melee know that DJ Pooh was in the room with Rockstar staff.
Yeah, the artist was both a co-producer and writer for the game. He and Melee lived in LA during the late 80s and 90s, when gang violence, police corruption, and pure chaos was at an all-time high.
So it only made sense to have both of these guys in a game about a fictional version of LA during that time period. Rockstar felt that too, so they called in Melee for an audition after the DJ Pooh phone call. He killed it, then he was chosen to be CJ.
Now, not much is known about CJ's early life. He was born in Los Santos, San Andreas, where he was raised by a single mom. Unfortunately, he never knew his dad.
To keep his company, he had his two brothers Sean and Brian and his sister Kendall.
He also had his close friends Melvin and Lance, or Big Smoke and Ryder as you guys may know them. But eventually Sean, or rather Sweet, got involved with the gang life by joining the Grove Street families. He got his two brothers CJ and Brian involved too. Then before long, Sweet became the leader of Grove Street.
The gang rose in power, but everything went south when Brian died in 1987.
It's never said how he died, but later in the story, Sweet says that CJ let him die. So I'm guessing CJ was there when it happened at least.
After the death of his brother, Carl leaves his home to go to Liberty City. There he meets Joey Leone, son of Sal Leone, Don of the Leone family.
They do some jobs together, and by jobs I mean crimes. Then after 5 years, CJ makes plans to head back home when he hears that his mom died in a drive-by shooting by the Ballas.
The Ballas being the new biggest gang in Los Santos, who rose to power by poisoning the streets with crack.
Once back home, CJ immediately starts getting hit with the bullshit when he gets arrested by the cops while taking a freaking taxi.
These cops are part of CRASH, or the Community Resources Against Street Hoodlums. This was a real unit of the LAPD that was made back in 1979 to combat gang-related crime. But it was the center of a scandal that revealed multiple accounts of police corruption. It's actually one of the most widespread cases of documented police corruption in US history. Anyways, real history aside, in-game, this unit is being led by Frank Tenpenny, who was voiced by the GOAT, Samuel L. Jackson.
Tenpenny and his goons just finish off in their old friend Ralph Pendlebury because he was digging too deep into LAPD's unscrupulous behavior. And instead of, patting CJ down and leaving him alone because he didn't do shit, they threatened to frame him for the murder to keep him under their thumb.
Our boy CJ's kinda helpless, so he's forced to listen to the cops until they drop him off in the hood.
Man, fuck them pigs, bro.
Later that day, CJ convenes the rest of his family, Sweet and Kendall, and his friends Big Smoke and Ryder, but things are not looking good.
Grove Street has fallen since CJ left Los Santos. Their old friends have been dropping like flies, all because dudes want to shoot first and ask questions later. Now their mom is dead too, so Sweet's not really feeling his brother right now, since he was chilling over at Liberty City while all this was going down. On top of that, Kendall is dating some dude named Caesar, who's part of a rival gang named the Aztecas, and Sweet is really not down with that.
Regardless, the plan now is to bring Grove Street back to the top of the food chain and take down the Ballas. So Sweet, CJ, and the squad put their beef aside and get to work.
With CJ doing most of the heavy lifting, the gang slowly rises back into power. They start pushing the Ballas out the hood, and thanks to Kendall's boyfriend Caesar, they make nice with the Aztecas.
Now, one of the quest lines CJ goes through during this time involves some dude named Jeffrey, aka OG Low.
This dude got a glimpse of the gangster life when he tried joining Grove Street years ago, but Sweet told him that he was too scrawny and urged him to go to college instead and get a degree.
Sadly, OG Low didn't like that idea though, so he continued doing petty crimes till his dumbass got thrown in jail. Then when Carl runs into him after his release, the guy just decides he wants to be a rapper.
But he's trash!
Hey, it's OG Low, homie, and I'ma kick a little something like this. Hey, yo, when I come through up in the place, you don't want me to come with a gun in your face. I spit it harder than anybody in the world could do.
That
It's
shit
like
sucks. Damn.
Damn. My shit was whack.
So to pursue his dreams, he asked CJ to steal the rhyme book of another rapper named Mad Dog.
CJ just wants to help his bro, so he breaks into Mad Dog's mansion to steal the book. Then Mad Dog's manager starts talking shit because this man Loke obviously stole from his artist, so Loke contracts CJ to kill the man. So he does his bro another solid and just offs the manager.
I mean, helping your friend is one thing, but don't go stealing the shit of hardworking people, bro.
And don't go killing people just for talking shit. So with his career literally snatched away, Mad Dog gets thrown into a deep depression, but that'll come back later.
Back to the main plot, Grove Street eventually rises back on top thanks to CJ and the crew. They reunited with the families that left them in the past, and now they finally feel whole again. But during what was supposed to be an ambush on the Ballas, Caesar hits up CJ and reveals that both Big Smoke and Ryder have been working with the Ballas and the cops. Which not only means that these guys betrayed their friends, but it also means they're partially responsible for killing CJ's mom. How you gonna do your boys like that, son?
It's because of money. Smoke always wanted to sell crack on the streets to make more money, but Sweet was against it, since crack is hell destructive. But thanks to this deal with Crash and the Ballas, Big Smoke and Ryder can do whatever the hell they want to make as much money as they want. With this knowledge in hand, Carl realizes that his brother is in grave danger because the ambush he planned is actually going to be an ambush on him. So he rushes to his brother's location only to find him outnumbered and severely wounded.
He manages to save Sweet, but not before Crash arrests them both. Now with them off the streets, Ryder joins a drug cartel called the Loco Syndicate. As for Big Smoke, he starts his own drug ring and acts as the manager of the now famous OG Loc as a front to launder his money.
The cops leave Sweet in jail and start using CJ for their nefarious reasons again. Turns out there is currently a case up against them, and it's gaining a lot of media attention. So they task CJ with killing one of the witnesses.
After doing the cops' dirty work, he meets Catalina, the crazy cousin of Caesar.
This girl not only has temper issues, but a big problem with robbing places. However, CJ still thinks she's bad though, so they develop a weird but short relationship off committing crimes.
During this time, he's calling Tenpenny again to handle more dirty work. The corrupt cop wants him to frame a DA agent who's not down with him.
And he also wants him to pay the Truth, his bud man, for the weed he just smoked.
Which, can I say, is mad disrespectful. How you gonna smoke it from this man after arresting his brother, then ask him to cover the cost of your drugs? What kind of foul shit is that?
So Carl does his thing and plants drugs in the DA's car to frame him. Then he does more robberies at Catalina to raise the money to pay for Tenpenny's weed. But the Catalina arc ends after a street race in which CJ wins.
Yeah, our boy realized that a psycho thief isn't the best partner. So when he stops hitting her up, her salty ass challenged him to a race with her new man, Claude.
But after the win, CJ gains a deed to Claude's old garage in San Fierro. So the Catalina arc wasn't all that bad. And around this time, CJ meets the blind leader of the Mountain Cloud Boys, Wootsy Moo, or just Woozy.
With the garage deed in hand, he goes back to the Truth after being told that the weed is ready. But once he gets there, police helicopters show up. Tenpenny set them up and is now trying to get them both arrested for all that weed. Yo, fuck this dude, bro.
CJ and the Truth act quick and burn down all the marijuana in the place. Then they both head to San Fierro to check out the garage CJ won.
But the garage is garbage, and CJ is not happy about it. Luckily, his sister opens his eyes to how much money they can make off it, so he hires people to work on it.
Later in San Fierro, CJ gets called by Woozy.
The two start working together in order to take out the Loco Syndicate and an enemy of Woozy's crew, the Danang Boys.
And in the process, CJ is forced to take out his friend Ryder.
I mean, that's what you get for betraying your bros for money.
So after that whole mess, Carl gets confronted by some dude named Mike Torreno, an undercover government agent who infiltrated the Loco Syndicate before CJ gave him the hands. He begins recruiting CJ for missions, and in exchange he promises to get Sweet out of jail.
As CJ is doing jobs with this shady agent, he gets called on to do something else for the Truth. And guess what this man asked him to do? Just guess. He tells him to infiltrate Area 69, and no, that wasn't a mistake, it's Area 69, and steal a freaking jetpack. Now, what does this high-ass dude need with a jetpack, you may ask? He wants it to get a jar of green goo. Yeah.
Later, he gets another call from his boy Woozy. The guy kindly gives CJ shares of his casinos in Las Venturas, in exchange for CJ helping him set up.
And by set up, he means blow up the competition. But y'all remember the depressed rapper Mad Dog, right? Well, around this time, CJ finds him getting ready to commit suicide. The man is done with life because his music career is over. And since this is pretty much CJ's fault for stealing his rhyme book, the bro saves him.
But later, he finds out that the artist sold his Los Santos mansion to a drug lord named Big Papa for drugs.
Really think about that, fam. A whole mansion for some goddamn crack cocaine.
You fucking degenerate!
So pissed, CJ heads back over to Los Santos to take back the artist's mansion. Then he agrees to become his manager.
Good. Someone needs to keep this man's head straight.
Also, let me just remind you, CJ is getting bank right now. Among many other things, he's getting money from that garage he owns those casino shares that Woozy gave him, and now he's the manager for an artist who only fell off because his lyrics were stolen.
So this man is rich. Keep that in mind, fam.
Anyways, while Carl is listening to Mad Dog drop some bars, he gets a call from his government friend Torreno. The guy sends him on one last mission in exchange for his his brother's freedom. But when he completes it, the guy calls him for another mission.
But that mission is to literally pick up his brother from jail, so it ain't that bad.
Now back from jail, Sweet is pissed with the state that the hood has been left in. CJ hasn't been around to uphold Grove Street, so the neighborhood has been turned into a crack-ridden mess.
CJ tries to persuade his brother to just drop the Grove. He has bread now. They can finally get off the hood and live chill lives. But Sweet doesn't want to hear it. He's like, so you're just gonna drop the hood like that? You were born in the hood, raised by the hood. How you just gonna leave your home to die, CJ?
So feeling a little guilty, Carl decides to help his brother take back the hood. But on this quest, our boy, the trash rapper, OG Loke, makes an appearance.
Whoa, that's your boy. I'm not claiming him. So Loke's appearance is immediately met with anger when Mad Dog realizes that he stole his lyrics. So together, he and CJ run up on OG Loke and steal the rhyme book back, along with his record deal. And that's the end of the OG Loke arc.
After this, CJ and Sweet continue doing their thing to get the Grove back. Sweet has a moment of weakness when he almost does crack, but thanks to CJ, he overcomes it.
But then, the brothers and the rest of their friends are hit with some really wild news. Remember how there was this whole case against Tenpenny and his men in Crash? Well, it turns out the justice system in GTA is bullshit because the cops get away with all the charges dropped.
This leads to riots around Los Santos that are reminiscent of the LA riots that happened back in 1992. For more real history for you, these LA riots happened when 4 officers were acquitted after using excessive force to beat Rodney King.
Sweet fears that these riots will destroy the hood, so he, CJ, and the gang take the time to not only defend the hood, but take back more turf that was stolen from them.
Then through their efforts, they find out where Big Smoke, the last friend who betrayed them, is hiding.
CJ enters his hideout by himself, then finds a self-made antagonist. Smoke goes on about how he doesn't regret the choice he made before pulling out the strap, but CJ kills a fat fuck before he has a chance to do anything.
Damn, Conscience, fat fuck? It's kinda mean.
I'm sorry, he sold out his friends to the cops for drugs, money, and power. I'm gonna call this fat fuck whatever the hell I want.
Okay, you're right, my bad.
So after the death of Fat Smoke, the true antagonist shows up, Tenpenny.
He comes in with a gun and tells CJ to put his old friend's money in the bag. He's trying to grab it, kill CJ, then get the hell out of Los Santos.
But Carl distracts him to get out the way of the gun. So Tenpenny decides to light the whole hideout on fire and escape in a fire truck.
But that escape fails when Tenpenny tries to chuck off a bridge and dies from the fall. With that, CJ and friends reconvene at the Johnson family house, where Mad Dog shows up with their first gold record. Ayy!
How the hell did he sell so many albums when riots were going on?
With the power of music. But with the ball is done, Crash disbanded, Grove running Los Santos again, and his mother's death avenged, CJ leads his new crew to check out what's going on in the block. And that is the end of CJ's story.
Gotta say, outside of the crazy shit like stealing the jetpack from Area 69, I actually like this story.
You didn't like the jetpack part? Damn, that crazy stuff is what I live for.
Yeah, cause you're weird.
Oh.
But let us know how you feel about CJ in the comments below now that you know his true story. Also, one fun fact, did you know Young Melee is actually the cousin of Sean Solo Fonteno? Yeah, the voice of CJ is the cousin of the voice of Franklin. Small world.
Oh, also, I know there are a few people who may not be in the know about this, but if CJ returns to the GTA world, it's not looking like we're gonna get the original CJ. Young Melee and Rockstar have some beef that I'd rather not get into right now because it's none of my business. But yeah, from what I've seen in articles, I don't think Young Melee is coming back to do CJ. It stinks, I know, but it is what it is. And with that, end screen. What's going on, fam? Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Honest Gaming History. Yes, I know, there is no green screen, it's different. But we're trying different things this year, it's 2021, let's be different. And also, I was very lazy, I did not want to buzz out the green screen. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, tell us you want to see me cover in future episodes of Honest Gaming History, subscribe if you want to see more of me, and hit the bell if you want to be notified whenever I upload new content. Shout out to my patrons, without you guys I would not be able to make videos like this. And if you are not already a patron, but want to become one, go to my Patreon page in the description below and find out how you can support the channel for as little as $1 a month. However, as you know, if you cannot support me financially, it's all good, fam. Just you being here, getting this far, that means the world to me, so thank you. But with all that being said, be easy, stay lit, stay healthy out there, Black Lives Matter, and don't forget, you can do whatever the hell you put your mind to. All it takes is practice and time. Take care, fam.